Well, welcome back, clowns.
Welcome back.
As you can see, it's your favorite clown.
Ooh, yeah.
Right over here to my left. She's just getting ready for bed. We've had a very, long day before recording. We intended to record much earlier than now. We just, time got away from us. We got some Wendy's, we had to watch a movie, and then we blinked and now it's like 9:30 p.m. So we're just living. Sierra's a little, she's got some sugar going over there. We got our Frosties. So we're just, we're going to see where this episode goes.
Blow the back of your ass.
We need Wendy's to come up with some non-dairy, Frosties?
Yeah.
But until
my
then.
stomach is definitely rumbling with each.
It's worth it.
Each swallow.
It's worth it, I feel.
Pause. Yeah.
I can't.
So.
What episode is it?
It is episode 116.
Okay.
Sweet 116.
116.
We've already done the Sweet 16 episode.
Welcome back. We did? Oh, yeah, that was like a
16,
billion years ago, like 500 years ago.
Literally 100 episodes ago.
Wow. What is that, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. It's back in the day when we were young. We're not kids anymore.
Wow, that's crazy. Also, I'd like to call out, we're recording in HD right now, and I hope you guys can appreciate the fresh face. Ignore the fact that my eyebrows, I would get them tinted, but they closed, so.
I mean, honestly,
they're here.
though, I did a facial scrub yesterday.
I did too. How was it feeling? Your skin's it's soft. Ooh, it's soft. I did. So I got these two ones. Bitch, I got these two on Amazon. If anybody wants to know, I will happily share the links. But I got like a scrub that works also as a mask. And then
I used to use the Aztec clay mask. I heard that works really well.
I've heard of that one, but that's not the one. Yeah. And then I also got this papaya, like Hawaiian mask. And it's about brightening your skin, and it is so
Oh, you would want to brighten your skin.
I didn't say lighten. I said brighten.
China.
Don't come for me. I said brighten. You see how it's bright?
Wow.
It was already light. I don't need any help.
Some real stuff. Honestly, this quarantine and lack of sun is really like.
I am pale.
Honestly, like around this time, I started getting real. Well, not right now, but like
the summer's coming. It's time to get tan.
Chocolate.
We
right
be on
now,
trips.
I'm still my winter color. And
no, I am past my winter color.
And darker skinned people, yes, we do have winter colors.
You do, of course. Everybody does.
I usually be like
a little mocha.
Nice little mocha milk. Ooh,
I'm going lighter and lighter and lighter. You know how real it is?
Disappear in a couple weeks.
My lightest skin friend called me light skin yesterday. Kia had the audacity to tell me I was white. Now, if y'all know who Kia is, you know how offended I was that she called me white. That means that I am disappearing.
Look at that. She's about to disappear.
I'm going to be transparent. My melanin is at risk. Do you see?
Next thing you know, we're going to have to even show the mix in the city because...
Okay, let's just call this episode Mix in the City because I'm already canceled.
Are you white?
Girl.
She's changing day by day.
I've had people try to come for me and tell me I must be mixed because of my hair texture, but I digress. We don't worry about those colorist ass niggas. So
that's purebred nigga 4A.
4A. 4B.
That's
depends on the day. Right.
Okay.
Through and through.
Yeah.
I digress. They be coming from my head.
We love Negro hair.
Thank you. All of it. All the baby hair. You don't have to lay it down for y'all,
Yeah, I didn't
my waves
lay
are
mine
slim
down today. My hair's just free.
You don't have to. It's Monday. The only reason why I did is because I was fucking it up all day and I was looking crazy, so I couldn't come on here.
There's edges, so we thank God.
All that matters is that you got them. Some of us, some not us, but some people don't.
Everybody enable. It's fine.
First things first.
I'm the realist.
Yes, that too. Second thing I should say rather. I'm at week 9 of my quarantine. I think you're maybe 6 or 7. Mental health check. How you feeling?
Yeah, it has been week 6, 7. Honestly, I feel crazy. Today I just felt, on full transparency, I felt like I was trapped. I wanted to run away, to that of which I shared a couple of my counterparts, including Makeda, and their answers were, where are you going?
You are trapped. So you cannot go anywhere.
That further made me feel even more crazy.
How claustrophobic, right?
Yeah, because I was like, where am I going? Because I was just thinking yesterday I had and this is going to spoon into the weekend.
Come on, Spoon.
Yesterday I had a very like self-care day, kind of like I laid in the bed for a lot of the day. It felt different from like the other days because I wasn't like working. And I didn't go anywhere.
It's nice when you don't, right?
But then it just feels like it's just like this never ending thing. And then I put on some real pants today because all my pants have been stretchy or have a drawstring on them. They've been biker shorts of some sort. So I put on real pants, and after a couple hours in my real pants, I regretted it. So I think it's really stupid, and I don't know why people do it.
Honestly, I saw somebody wearing makeup today, and I was talking to her, and I was like, but where did you go? Why did you do it? And she was like, my friend's baby made a TikTok video, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's true. And some people are just doing it just for like happy hour, just so they can feel good.
Feel good. And that's totally fine. Take care of your mental health. I just know that I got to try to fill my eyebrows in on the weekend just to like feel a little cute. I went out for a little while during the day, and I literally took so long to do my eyebrows because I swear to God, I felt like I forgot how to do it. I was like, what do we do this? Like, how do we put makeup on? Foundation first? Like, I don't recall. It's been so long since I had anywhere to go.
Honestly, this whole thing for me has been hard. It's only been hard on being able to do the things that I was doing. Like, my nails are gone. Yes, that's annoying.
But they're growing. They come.
They're growing. They're strong and stuff. And I will be back in Jenny's chair.
Hello.
But I will say
that's not a corona cough.
That's not a corona cough. Let's be very. Y'all know what that is. It's
allergies.
It's not. So, but I think for me, the nails and stuff, like the makeup, I don't like wearing makeup.
This be me every day.
Like wearing real pants, like wearing leggings anyway.
She be wearing biker shorts everywhere. If y'all know her, you know.
Okay, because it's just cozy.
It's because you got the nice long legs. Not all of us have it. Okay.
Hey, it happens. I wore those out today, and that was a very big mistake. But that's
you didn't wear bike shorts. You were. They
were my compression shorts, but it was nice. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't like booty.
Mm-hmm.
They were just.
Tell that to the old man that almost snatched your ass up off the street.
He didn't snatch me. He did look at me like he wanted to give me some money, but it wasn't it. But I feel like I'm just floating. I'm really here. I'm just really here. I'm trying not to go crazy, but yeah. How about you? Tell mama about a sassafras.
It is. I would say I probably feel similar. I definitely will say. I think that I probably do fight some sadness every day. I think that, and it's fine to say that. I think it's hard to...
you text me and it's fine.
I do have fun when I text you. It is hard. It's like a weird dynamic to think that we could be doing this all year and thinking about like, how do we... It's a strange balance trying to figure out how do I do my job, like my regular job, and be productive when it's like, how am I really supposed, like how are the expectations the same, right? Like we're not doing our jobs under normal circumstances, so then the expectation that I should be just as high performing as always, which of course we will always strive to do, but when I have lack of social contact and a lack of capacity to like do what it is that I need to do. Luckily, I can break into the gym where I live, but I can't imagine if I really was sitting at home and never exercising and like not able to, move around or function. And then, like, what are you doing? Your body like craves endorphins, and you get a lot of those, those chemicals naturally come from exercising, doing things, seeing people actually being happy, increases dopamine, increases, all the things that make us happy and feel good. And we have it's severely diminished our capacity to engage in those activities that make us feel good. So it's a little hard to keep it up every day. But I mean, there's a lot of different things I tried doing, but I will say that it's 100% taking a toll. And I empathize with all of the really true extroverts like myself. Some people are introverts. Sierra's an extroverted introvert, but she's okay with the inside time mostly. You get a little stir crazy, but not the social piece, I feel like.
I mean, it was the time that I needed, but I wasn't expecting this much. Yes. Like, because I did need a break. Like, exactly. I was going crazy just being around people all the time and being so busy.
Right.
But now I'm just like, okay, so what? So now I think it's more about doing the inside work. Like, inside work, that means inside work, like inside of me, inside of my home and stuff like that. Like, today, I was like, I am low-key depressed because
hard.
I've not been posting on social media. People will send me stuff on Instagram, and I don't like.
It takes forever to respond to it.
It's like a chore. When I go on Instagram, it's literally like a chore. Like I go and look at the things that I want to look at, and then I get off. Like I haven't been usually I post on my story like every day, post events, but there's nothing. There's no post. Events. So then it's kind of making me crazy. So I did a little bit of movement, like. You know, I did some squats and stuff real quick. Squats. Yeah, I did some squats. That's my favorite thing. I did some squats just to like kind of get my dopamine up.
Yeah.
And I recommend that everybody during this time create a dopamine playlist. And that's dopamine. That's like the function in your brain. It's like the reward. So it's kind of like whatever gets you amped, whatever gets you hyped, whatever music that could be. Like for me, that could be like Big Sean's "I Don't F With You," like stuff
certain
like
songs
that.
Make you
whatever gets you amped, you know. And so it's just whatever is your cleaning, your Saturday cleaning playlist. If that doesn't stress you out, but you know, like shoot, I listened to The Writings on the Wall by Destiny's Child and Sierra's second CD, Evolution.
Okay.
I listened to that last week and it helped get me through work. But today I really felt like I was trapped.
Yeah, it's hard. Some days are better than others. I think I learned that I feel weird saying this, but I already need a ton of sleep as a human to function. I sleep a lot. I take naps. I need a lot of sleep to function. I think that's because when I am awake, I'm like all the way to 1,000. So I'm using everything that I have while I'm awake. And so then it takes me everything that I've got. So I need every night, I need 8.5 hours. Otherwise I'm tired. If I get 7 hours.
That must be nice.
I can't. But but my problem is that I don't get it, which is why I nap, because I can't make it that long because I'm so tired. So it's insane that now, because I'm, experiencing such a lack of social contact and I get my energy through social contact, then I'm so tired. Today at 2 p.m. I was donezo. I didn't do anything. Done. I had nothing left to give. I was on a call. My teammate literally pinged me and she was like, "Wake up!" And I was like, "Bitch, I can't. I've got nothing. I want to go to sleep. Y'all won't be on this meeting. I don't have anything."
Were you nodding off?
No, but I just literally was sitting there. I was on my couch and I was at this, looking at my team, nigga, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I had nothing left. I was like, I've done this all day. I don't care. But the fact that at 2, I'm completely depleted is telling me okay, I've got to figure out a different way to stay a little more motivated, or I just need more sleep, whatever. I need to make up for, the lack of energy, and knowing that I need more sleep. If I need 10 hours to function because I'm, experiencing lower levels of happiness, then that's just what I'll do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in a scary space though, because I'm starting to get used to this not going anywhere. And I'm just no, I don't want to get used to it, because it's just it's to the point where it's even little things, just leaving the house, I'm just I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And so I'm afraid of turning into an introvert.
Like an introvert?
Yeah, I'm really afraid of it. I don't want it. I can't. Because I feel like after this, when we when it's all over and we just have that first night out,
it's gonna feel like a lot.
It's gonna be weird, and I don't.
We gonna do too much, and I don't want it.
Yeah, and I feel like people are gonna be trying to touch and hug and shit, and
no,
I'm gonna be
I won't. Don't please leave me alone.
I'm gonna be no, I don't want.
This is how that curve goes back up, because y'all niggas don't know how to act.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what's gonna happen. And I'm afraid that first time I go out, I'm gonna be super paranoid and
probably will be.
And be super recluse. I'm probably gonna wear sunglasses the first time I come out.
You wear them when you're out already?
Yeah. But I'm gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna wear the sunglasses and hide in the corner.
Well, I will document.
I don't want, you know what I'm saying? No offense, but I just don't
It's a lot. I don't
want people to touch me.
We'll have to pace ourselves.
I already don't like people touching me, so I think now the coronavirus is going to make this worse.
But I think that everybody is going to be a little bit on edge. I think people will be happy to be out, but I think that it will take people a while to be more comfortable. Fighting.
Don't give nobody Hennessy after this is over.
That's real. But I think people are going to be more hesitant to be be too touchy. I think that even if they open bars and clubs, they're going to have reduced capacity. So we're not going to see a packed ass still liquor. Yeah. We're not going to see a packed ass bar. You better be on time. Because they're going to say we have a 70-person capacity instead of a normal 200-person capacity.
70 capacity? They don't have to close that down.
But you know what I'm saying? 70, they've only got 200 people in there, right? Or 150. So they're going to say, no, we're not doing that. Sorry.
Still liquor is not going to exist the same way that it usually...
Because that should be busting at the seams.
Yeah, because every Friday, it was all the the
Colored
black,
people.
all the black professionals that kick it, and all the other cool cats and kittens,
all the cool Asians.
Yeah, we were in there packed
Deep.
like Vienna sausages.
Yeah,
like the last time I went there was a line outside to get in, and
we don't wait.
Like it was there was. I was like, I don't know what this is.
I'm going right to the front.
Yeah, I'm not going to the line. But it's going to be very different. I feel like fights will happen because people getting too close.
It's been a while since I've been a bar fight.
Because people get drunk, and that's their first kind of thing is to get close. Like, let me zero in on this nigga. No, Corona.
That Corona.
I don't want that coronavirus.
I can't. Well, you guys, tell us how you feel. We hope that you're, doing well and surviving in whatever way that works for you. Survival looks different for everybody, and I really am pleased that I'm seeing less and less of those posts like, y'all better be learning a hobby, and if you don't have a business by the end of this pandemic, then you've been asleep. Like, just surviving every day and doing your job. If you are still employed or surviving and you're on unemployment, like whatever it is that you're doing, surviving looks different for everybody, and I hope that you all are doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. It looks different for everybody, so don't let nobody guilt you into thinking that you should be doing something differently than you are. Do what works for you.
Yeah, I would say the biggest takeaway I would take from this time is if you do nothing else, try to look introspectively. Like, if you do nothing else, because I think right now, trying to pick up a new skill, I'm into it, but right now I need to evolve into that space, because right now I've just been trying to really figure out what's going on with me, what's going on with people around me, and trying to, bear all that energy. And so I think you do what's best for you, but also take the time to look inside yourself and see and think about what this time means to you. Like, even if you're going through a bunch of stuff right now, take that time to check in with yourself, put yourself first in this time as much as you can. So I'd say that's what you should be doing versus being worried about a new skill.
Making money and hustling.
Yeah, because if you look inside yourself and look introspectively, all those things will come.
What she said. Okay, so we're going to just run along. We spent some time talking about mental health, which I think is always important. So we're going to keep doing it because that's really all we have right now. Are allergies contagious?
No.
I know they're not. I know.
You know what's contagious is this frosty.
No.
Across your forehead.
I got two hands.
You want to get white faster?
I'm trying to go the other way. If you had a chocolate frosty, I might say yes, but you don't.
I'll have nothing you need.
We've been talking about mental health, and I was going to say we will continue to do so because it's important. In politics, I didn't want to talk about the pandemic anymore because we've been hearing about it a lot. Obviously, it is our daily existence. That's what we are surrounded by. I will say quick shout out to Netflix. If you watch Netflix Explained, if you don't, you should. It's great. It's a bunch of little mini documentaries about a bunch of different stuff. But earlier this week or last weekend, I don't know, I watched it today, but Netflix Explained put out an episode breaking down the coronavirus.
Sorry. Did you finish Don't F with Cats?
No, we need to finish the third episode. Did you watch it? Oh, what happened?
I'll watch it again.
Oh, okay. I forgot we were watching.
It's really good.
I was really high and I went to sleep.
That stuff,
it's good. Watch Don't Fuck with Cats.
Will be like
willing to spend their time doing. Yes,
it's a lot, but yeah, go ahead. Corona.
No, you're right. Yes, it's about the coronavirus. You should watch Netflix Explained in general. It's a really cool way that they break down a bunch of different stuff. So each episode is like a mini documentary about a different topic. So they've got some about they had one about athleisure, like showing how athleisure even became like a part of our daily wear, which that's pretty much all either of us wear at this point. They have one about billionaires and about the wealth gap, about why women's pay inequity, like about a bunch of really cool topics. But they put one out about the coronavirus. They had already put out an episode last year about pandemics in general, which was really interesting, and I was telling everybody about it because that's the kind of stuff that I love. And it's kind of chilling the way that it foreshadowed, because it came out just like a couple of months before the first case of coronavirus was in the US. And so what they did was they took some of the pieces from the scientists who were talking about pandemics, and then they broke down a lot of the different ways that what people don't know, basically, like what exactly is a coronavirus, what does it mean, where do they come from, how do they spread? Why are they different than other viruses? And they did a lot of infographics comparing the death toll and how fast it spreads to other pandemics that we recognize, like the Ebola virus or smallpox or the bubonic plague, a lot of things that our society has already been through and either gotten vaccines for or has grown what they call herd immunity. Anyway, it was interesting. I thought that I took away a lot more understanding about what we need to do, or not even what we need to do, because really all we can do is what we're doing, which is social distancing. But it's helpful for me, at least with my personality. I like to know the things, and I feel like, with our current person who is somehow supposed to be a president, we seem not to get as much information as one would hope or like out of the leaders of our world. So I feel like I learned a lot.
Backpedaling last week.
Yeah, he did. It's really sad, but it's only 40 minutes long. If you want to learn more about what the coronavirus actually is and learn facts about how viruses spread, what we can do, how it works, you should watch it. You'll learn a lot. It's great. That's all I'm going to say. I love a documentary.
News you can use.
Yes. Yes. Things that are useful to us in our daily lives. I know more about what's going on. I feel good. I love information. So, yeah, that's what I love. I love information.
I love Starbucks. Oh, yeah, great.
You leave me alone.
I love wraps. I love bread.
I don't even like them, but I do love bread. I love bread. I eat it every day. Thanks, Oprah.
You
eat bread every day?
Yeah.
Well, I eat Dave's bread every day.
What's that?
It is like a health food kind of bread. It's like local, I think, to Seattle, but they have a bunch of different kinds. But it comes in a green. It's like see-through, but it has like a green stripe on it. And it's made with like 60 different like seeds. It's like really fucking good wheat bread. And they have the thin slices if you care about the calorie count. So each thin slice is only like 90 calories if you do. I've got the real deal size because I use them for sandwiches, but.
Come on, sandwiches.
I love Dave's bread. It's so good.
I do not even buy bread.
I only have bread for sandwiches. And that's because it's like one of the easiest things that I make during the week for like lunch.
I haven't had a sandwich in a really long time. I really don't even buy bread for myself.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't.
Like I buy bagels every once in a blue moon.
We buy bagels at my dad, like at home. My parents, we always have bagels. My dad is a bagel person, but not like bagels and like cream cheese. He's like a breakfast sandwich person. He makes sandwiches he makes sandwiches on bagels. So we do a lot of bagels.
I love a bagel with some turkey breast.
Girl, exactly.
I don't know, it's weird, but other things make me gain weight, so it's like whatever. Like why not eat bread? Balls to the wall,
right? Fuck it. I'm eating whatever. I'm working out. I'm gonna be a snack after this, y'all. Okay?
No, you've been working out.
I've been in the gym. I'm gonna get this waist back, but I digress. We are off topic. What I was gonna say.
You can give me whatever hips you don't want.
Girl, you can have all 20 pounds I'm trying to get rid of. You can pick it up. Put it where you want it, in the hips.
I'll take the thighs and put it in the hips. That's fine.
Nail it. That we have a fair trade
hips. That's
shake
fine.
On it deal.
But then I would need to put some of it in the butt area. You just
get it how you want.
Yeah, just a little tangy.
Okay. I was going to say that for politics, I did not want to talk about 45. I did not want to talk about pandemics.
About some other bullshit.
I did want to talk about some other bullshit, but that's because it seems like...
I didn't supposed to say it.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk about other things, because normally we have, a slew of criminal activity, things going on behalf of police and white people everywhere.
That's every day.
That's every day. But because of this pandemic, a lot of things have been getting, kind of brushed under, and they're not getting a lot of coverage, and that's okay. It's not okay, but we understand why, because we have a national crisis and it's all hands on deck, whatever the case may be. So I came across an article today on the New York Times. The title said 2 weapons, a chase, a killing, and no charges. So I bet I could give y'all one guess about who was murdered and who didn't get charges. Okay, it's a story as old as time, as they say in Beauty and the Beast. So the tagline:
Who got murdered, who didn't go to jail.
Thank you so much for that visual representation of what I'm about to tell y'all. Right. So the tagline says, a 25-year-old man running through a Georgia neighborhood ended up dead. A prosecutor argued that the pursuers should not be arrested, right? I'll tell you who the pursuers are, but you already know. This happened in February, which basically we've heard nothing about it, and we should absolutely know all about it, because this killing happened at 2 or 3 days before, let me make sure I'm not making that up. It's somewhere in here. I'm speed reading, but 2 or 3 days before the anniversary of the killing of Trayvon Martin. I'll come up to it and I'll, clarify 2 or 3, but it's fitting, but in the worst way, right? Like we're reliving exactly that scenario. So this took place in Brunswick, Georgia. The person who lost his life, his name is Ahmaud Arbery. He was 25 years old. He loved to run. So he was a former high school football standout. And so he loved to be in shape. And his friends all said that it's not unusual to see him running around the outskirts of the small coastal Georgia city, which is where they lived. And so on a Sunday afternoon in February, he went for a run through a suburban neighborhood. And he passed a man who was standing in his front yard, who later told the police that Ahmaud looked like the suspect in a string of break-ins. So to add to the list of things that we cannot do freely while Black would be jogging, which is increasingly scary because so many of us are now jogging because we can't go to the gym.
Mask on too.
Right, because we can't go to the gym, all kinds of things. So add jogging while Black to the list of what we are more than welcome to lose our lives for with zero consequences.
Yep.
So he said that he looked like the suspect in a string of break-ins. So according to police report, the man, his name is Gregory McMichael. He's 64 years old. He called out to his son, Travis McMichael, who is 34. They grabbed their weapons, a 357 Magnum revolver and a shotgun, jumped into a truck, and then began following Ahmaud on his run. They shouted, "Stop, stop, we want to talk to you." So moments later, a struggle over the shotgun. Mr. Arbery was killed, or Ahmaud Arbery, and he was shot at least twice, right? Mm-hmm. To this moment, to this day, this article was actually written today or published today. No one has been charged or arrested in connection with the February 23rd killing. So these two men are just living their fucking lives free of charge. Nothing is happening, but we'll explain to you why, okay? And the case has pretty much have received no attention until now outside of their community, obviously. But of course, there are all the questions about racial profiling, right? Like you just decided that he looked like a criminal and you decided that he should lose his life for it, right? If you wanted to know or do anything, you wanted to follow him, you didn't need to bring your weapons with you. You didn't need to get out of the car. You could have called the police because you are not the police. That's not your job. That's not your responsibility. However, let's find out, right? So I'm like, okay, so to be clear, he was killed 3 days before the anniversary of Trayvon Martin's murder. And so I was reading this article like, okay, like how is nobody really being questioned? Like how is nothing happening?
It's Georgia.
It is Georgia, but the plot thickens. Okay, so the article says that they attempted to reach out to Gregory McMichael, so the father, the 64-year-old, and it turns out that he is a retired investigator in the district attorney's office. I'm so tired. Of course, like why? Why would they question their own fucking buddy? They don't care about that. He's cool. Why would they question their pal that has been working in the fucking DA's office for however long, that he retired in the DA's office? He can do no wrong, so they're not going to do anything about it, okay?
I'm tired. Just tired of the BS.
I'm so tired. So they said, the prosecutor who had the case for a few weeks before they did nothing with it, said that the police told the police told them that the pursuers had acted within the scope of Georgia's citizen arrest statute, and that Travis McMichael, who held the shotgun, had acted out of self-defense. Now, self-defense of what? You got in your car. You decided to follow a person going for a jog. You accosted said person, and it's self-defense on your end, not Ahmaud's end, who was minding his business, who had nothing to do with anything. I'm not understanding how it's your self-defense. You have taken every choice to follow a stranger and attack and accost them. I don't know how, welcoming I'm going to be if you run up on me with 2 fucking guns and I'm minding my business. You probably had headphones in if you're jogging. Like, you're coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, what? Like, there's no self-defense. You shoot somebody in the back, bro. Like, come on.
Like what are you doing?
Literally just took another person from their family. Like, what were you guys doing? Get in the house. It's quarantine.
Like, it don't make sense. And he was minding his business. So, if you scroll through the article, you read more about who he is. And it's really sad because the community would love to protest and, raise more awareness about what happened. But because we're under social distancing, they can't really put together protests.
They all get in trouble.
Right, because everything is shut down. So it's really making it very easy for this Georgia neighborhood to just brush this under the rug like it never happened. They said that on his jog, he was wearing a white t-shirt, khaki colored shorts, and Nike sneakers when he was killed. He'd been out exercising, obviously, like I mentioned. Like, nothing about what he's wearing is suspicious, right? Like, I'm sorry, I was speed reading, but it says that another person in the community said, his name is Mr. Vaughn. He said, everybody in the community knows that he runs. He said that he saw Ahmaud jogging on the streets a few months ago. Mr. Vaughn said, so his neighbor or a community member said that he had himself raised suspicions by jogging through his own neighborhood. So people clearly don't think that niggas should be running or jogging or exercising. It makes white people uncomfortable for black people to exercise in a space that they're free to do so.
Just mind their own business.
Because you live here, so now I must restrict everything that I do because you're uncomfortable, because you don't understand that you're in a community that is not just made of people who look like you. And if that's what you want, move elsewhere.
Right.
Leave us out of it. You decide where you buy a house. So don't come to my neighborhood and then decide that everybody who was here before you is now criminalized for existing. That's not our problem.
But that's what they always do, though. They come and they gentrify areas that were previously redlined to just push people of color to those areas, and then decide that those areas are prime real estate, and then decide that they can come in these areas that have traditionally been black and brown and treat those people whose communities those are as if they're suspects, when actually you are the perpetrator and the stranger in their area.
Of course.
As always. So.
And then it just gets even better. So I'm going to stop talking about it and let y'all read for yourselves. But in a minute, they, so in his letter to the police, right? So we're figuring out Mr. Barnhill, he's the prosecutor. Of course, they said that Ahmaud had a criminal past, right? Okay, so this obviously is how we're saying that.
Of course, you got to bring that up.
Yeah, that this is why you deserve to lose your life, right?
He was just minding his own business, but we got to bring up his criminal record. Got it.
Exactly. So the court records show that he was convicted of shoplifting, and violating his probation in 2018. 5 years earlier, he was indicted on charges that he took a handgun to a high school basketball game. However, still, even the article calls it out as well, if he had committed any crime on the afternoon that he was killed, because the people who called the police said that he was suspicious because he was inside of a house that was under construction and only partially closed in. Now, that's an assumption that you're making, right? So that's not fact. That's what you're assuming. And that's what the article goes on to say, right? Even if he was committing a property crime, it does not warrant you following him, accosting him, and eventually murdering him. Call the police. You're on the phone with the police. You're reporting it to the police. That is all you need to do. Right. That is it. Like, you're just being overzealous. And because you have a weapon, you think that you have the right to do whatever it is that you want. And you are not. If he's committing a crime, the people who are paid to catch criminals, they might be corrupt, they mostly are, but I digress. That is still their job, and they would be well within their rights to do whatever they thought that they needed to do in order to capture a person committing a crime. You, however, sit on your front porch and mind your business. That is all you need to do. That's it. It don't make sense. Like, that's really all I wanted to share, because I just wanted people to know that even though this pandemic is going on all over the place, all over the world, we still can't escape racism. I can't mind my business no matter what the fuck is going on. I can still lose my life for existing. Sierra can. Half of the people watching this can. It doesn't matter what's going on. White people and other people who want to be racist, because you can be racist, and not just be white, but people are, prejudice doesn't sleep. It's not stopping because coronavirus is here. People are going to continue to be prejudiced and racist and do what they want, even when the entire world is suffering. It doesn't cease to amaze me. So, I just thought I would share that with y'all, bring some perspective, because we're, all of us are complaining and are upset about our current predicament. But there's also some wilder shit going on.
Happening. That's like that even doesn't stop happening with quarantine. So
nope, it just continues. So stay black though.
Protect
stay safe
yourself.
though. Yep.
That is for sure. Well,
that's all I had. So I'm sorry it's not more sunny or sunshiny. I mean, it was fun today. A positive political note. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as we all know her by. She was on live today with our, favorite pal, Elizabeth Warren, and that was nice today. So if you haven't watched it.
Elizabeth Warren actually lost her brother from COVID.
I know. It sucks. It's impacting everybody. But that was a nice little spot of sunshine as a fan of both of those women to watch them on live today. So if you haven't watched it, you should learn some things. I'm not going to talk about what they talked about because we already talked about politics and it's not my turn. But I'm tired, boss. We just going to keep it moving.
Let's talk about some other things that aren't real but are real. Insecure. Let's get into it. Yes. Because there's so many things. I've decided to dedicate the entire On Trend to Insecure because there's so many themes. This episode was so messy and it was so juicy and I loved every morsel of it. Every drip drop. I loved it.
All the mess.
Let's just go from the top. Let's go from the tip.
If y'all haven't watched it.
If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert. And if you haven't watched it, it's Tuesday. Get your life together. So, well, technically Tuesday when you're listening to this. So, essentially, what happened was...
What happened?
We start off with Lawrence doing, he's doing like a practice interview. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to Condola, who has this monstrous alarm that scared Lawrence. Scared him, but honestly, that is the same alarm clock that I have.
Is that what you use?
Yeah, I don't know why, but anything else is just, I'm going to be dancing in my dreams.
I have the nice sunshiny one that's like, do, 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 do. What do you call it? It builds. So it's like the one that feels like sunshine person? When you wake up, basically.
You're a morning person?
I'm an all-day kind of girl till it's time to nap, pretty much. I can make a shake at whatever time till it's time to nap.
I can't, like mine, I have the same alarm as Condola because otherwise I won't get up. Like I will literally, like I've tried to have a soft alarm before and it comes in my dreams.
Really?
Yeah, and then I won't get up. It's like I'll be in my dream like dancing to the vibe.
You would.
Yeah, so I can't do that. But so they get in, okay, and so this is where the first messiness happens. So Lawrence invites her to like some kind of his own Friendsgiving type thing and like, oh, my friend makes a henny turkey. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, I can't do it because I have my own like kind of Friendsgiving going or whatever. And so then he says, like, do you want me to come? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. And so, that was clear that it was kind of like an awkward moment.
Yeah.
So he, invites himself essentially, and we find out a little bit about that later. And so Issa, we cut to a new scene. Issa's at the restaurant, just minding her own business, and then Lawrence walks in because he's having a dinner date or a lunch date with Condola. Okay. Yes. Issa, I felt Issa because Issa is me. In that scene when she was
I wouldn't have done it.
When she took that plate to go, she just took the whole plate. I was like, girl, I
would have been like, y'all have a nice time,
like,
bye. I don't know why they were lingering. Like, the conversation was clearly over, and they were just, like, standing above her at the table.
Yeah, like, move.
Like, yeah, exactly. I would have been like, okay, well, you two have a nice time. I'm not fucking going anywhere. Like, run along. Find another place to sit. I'm not going anywhere. Why do I gotta go? Two of y'all.
That was awkward. Yeah, it was awkward. I don't know. But, when you're awkward, you do awkward things. Okay. But then she did look back at them when they embraced and she was walking out the door, and I was like, there we go. Those are the feelings. Yeah. Because you see another woman embracing your ex, and like, y'all can say whatever you want to say about how they ended, but when you first see that, when you see your ex with somebody else, it's kind of like.
But I also don't think it's just about her seeing them together. It's also like, this is a whole version of her boyfriend that she never got to experience. So I think it's also like this nigga didn't do none of this shit for me. So it's also like, you're not only seeing him with somebody else, but it's like, this is everything that I wanted from you and I didn't get any of it.
Yeah, and she expressed that. Now, There's 2 times where she expresses that in the episode. She expresses that one time to Molly, but she doesn't express it to Molly in her true feelings because she doesn't want to hear Molly's mouth. But she expresses the real stuff to her brother. Yes. And I'm definitely appreciative of her brother in like validating her feelings, because then we cut to the next scene and it's with Molly and Issa. Yeah. And so then they're
in the grocery store?
In the grocery store. And so they have a very heated exchange where
Molly doing too much?
Yes, but Issa was also being mean too. Well, Molly kind of started it.
I was like,
so because Molly did ask first, should she have Andrew come to their Thanksgiving? Issa says no. You guys have only been dating for a couple of months. Blah blah. But the way she said it was kind of like But I kind of felt like it was fine for her to invite him. Like she's like, well, we are exclusive now, so I think it was fine if
you're exclusive, but like knock yourself out. I don't think that it shouldn't be a problem if you are committed to the person, then you're committed to them.
Yeah, it's based on you all's comfortability, because exclusive means a couple of things. Exclusive could mean that we're not having sex with anybody except the two of us, or exclusive could mean like it's
we're
me
committed,
and you, like we're committed to each other. So I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I think Molly had her own insecurities about that, because she was probably afraid of what that meant and also how her family would react given the fact that he's Asian.
Right.
So then she tells her no, and then I don't know how they got, what was the insult where it made her say that Issa was having sex for weed and toiletries. Yeah. What did she say before that?
I don't remember what she said, but also like even that, like I don't remember what Issa said, but I think that even that jab, what did she say? Did you remember?
She said something about the old Molly's gonna scare him away or something like that. She said something like that. Was that the last episode?
No, that's basically what she said. She
said something like, she said you're doing a lot, like the Molly's gonna scare him away. And she was like, that's where it started. So Issa started that.
Which, I mean, to Issa's point, though, is like Molly do be jumping the gun with people and making assumptions.
It's a way to say it.
Of course, she shouldn't have said it like that. She shouldn't have said it like that. Yeah, but she's saying you're going
to scare him away.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a way to say it. Like, I'm like, well, if I didn't agree with her doing it, I'd be like, that might be a bit much for him. So you might want to just take this one a little slow or whatever.
Right.
Molly was going to take it whatever way she took it. But it's all about your delivery, because she pretty much treated me like, Molly, you're the problem type thing. Which Molly most of the time is the problem.
Is the problem.
But then her saying that about Issa, it was like, okay, Molly, tell us how you really feel.
Right, but what's crazy is like I feel like even with that, that's what I was gonna say. Even with that insult, like Molly is exposing herself, right? Like she be coming at Issa for things that Issa doesn't care about, right? She's like, like you're fucking him for toiletries and what she said.
And weed.
Toiletries and weed, right? Which is like, but I know that he's only a friend with benefits, right? The difference between Issa and Molly is that Issa does what she wants to do, whether it's right or wrong, but she knows like, this is what it is. Like, I'm here just for sex. I'm here just for what it is. Like, I'm not concerned or trying to turn it into a relationship. So the idea that you think that it's an insult or like you're using it as an insult against me, like, I am just getting dick dropped off. Like, that's fine with me. That's what I signed up for. If you want to if he wants to bring me a blunt, like, I'm not going to be mad about it, but I'm also not trying to turn him into my boyfriend. And she already kicked him to the curb because she knew, like, okay, like, this has run its course. I don't need it anymore. And that's that on that. So the fact that Molly is, like, throwing it at her is really like, girl, I do what I want. I don't know why you're mad that I'm doing what I want, because it doesn't align with what you think I should be doing. That's not my problem.
About it is Molly acts like she is just so much better.
Yes.
Like, and the thing is, and we can get into that further.
Just because you don't want to do it doesn't mean that I can't do what I want to do.
Yeah, because that's the thing, though, is that Molly has high expectations for everybody else around her, but does not hold herself to that same standard.
Absolutely.
Like, this is jumping ahead a little bit, but it's relevant. I was so happy that she finally got over that crap with her dad.
Girl.
Because I was like, first of all,
years ago.
That was so dramatic of her to, like, how she just walked out on her parents and acted crazy over it. And girl, you're acting like you wasn't messing with Dro. You're acting like you weren't the other woman in somebody's marriage.
Right, and you're also acting as if it happened to you.
Yeah, it happened to your mom, and she's
cool. So why are you mad? He didn't do it to you.
Yeah, he really treated her dad like trash, and I felt so bad for him. And so, like, I felt like that was out of line. She was completely out of line for the way that she treated her dad, because I'm like, bro, that's not your
business.
Bear, and that's hella long ago. And come on, like, you're a hypocrite.
Right. So if your mom is cool,
you cool.
You cool. If your mama's mad, well, then you got more of a reason to be mad if she was mad about it, but she's not.
Yeah, that happened hella long ago. And even if she would have found out, what was you gonna do? Run away? Like,
pack a bag with a toy.
You live in young thing from Compton. Like, what's going on? I don't know. But so I thought that was interesting. So then we're cutting forward to but at that moment when they said, let's talk about this on Thanksgiving, I was like,
No.
If
Why
my
would I do
best
it on
friend said some
Thanksgiving?
stuff like that to me, no, we got to talk about it tonight.
Ahora.
Like,
Immediately.
no.
Right now.
Because it's just like you
Not gonna
saying
disrespect
that
me.
is like, you're making it seem like she's like some kind of prostitute or something. Like, that's what you having sex for. No. Those just happen to be the benefits of the nigga that I'm having sex with.
For free because
So,
he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He brought me a Henny bottle.
He brought you a Henny bottle and some other items. What? Come on.
I didn't expect it, but I'm not going to say no. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, as my mom would say.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. You don't do that. You don't lick it. You don't lick the dog in the mouth. It's a lot.
Yeah, white people.
Yeah, you don't do that. So then we go to Thanksgiving. So this is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
First of all, what Thanksgiving would you be at? So there's Issa's Thanksgiving with her brother. There's Molly's
I'd
Thanksgiving.
probably be at Kelly's. Kelly's probably feels like
Kelly's
feels like my house. Like everybody, wilding out, everybody showing up.
Yeah, I'm with the aunties for sure.
Yeah,
because I definitely wouldn't be at Tiffany's because it was just her and her husband. He was being weird.
Boring.
He kept being weird with that. That we had Molly, her family.
They're boring. I mean, we played taboo at my house too, but
her brother seemed fun though.
But like her Thanksgiving looked boring. Is what
her brother seemed a lot of fun though. Ooh, also, but we forgot before we get to the Thanksgiving things.
What happened?
It was I love that. I feel like as we progress in the episodes, I feel like she's shining a light on other people's lives that she hasn't really shown a light on. Like she's shining.
Condola?
No. The friends. What's his light skinned friend's name?
Oh, the one that's always talking shit. I don't know, but driving the Range Rover.
Yeah. When he was talking about pretty much, I am struggling, but I'm still doing this to keep up. He's like, keep up appearances.
He said with everybody.
For my girl and for the bitches. Like, what do you mean? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty interesting how people are quote unquote living their best lives, but that also speaks to like our generation. Like a lot of people do things just to be up with appearances.
And LA though, that's LA mindset.
And LA too. Like, and even in just social media in general, like we're always out to make people think that things are better than they are, and when you could be crumbling on the inside. Like you ain't sold a house in a long time. You're trying to get Lawrence to make an irresponsible decision and get a house. But he did remind Lawrence, he's like, nigga, you were a bum last year.
Right. Like you're doing way better than you were.
Yeah, so get your stuff together, And so we have Lawrence's whole complex with his job. That wasn't really a big thing. But he has his whole complex with the job, and he might not be getting a promotion and stuff like that. So he doesn't, that's not, there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
So,
we don't care. He's fine. He's not broke. It's all right.
Yeah, so they go to Thanksgiving. What's this heifer's name? Molly.
Yvonne. That's her name.
Yeah. Molly, so they were supposed to talk at Thanksgiving. We see everybody's posting all over social media, Thanksgiving's blah, blah, blah. Molly gets to her house and reveals to her family, to her brothers and stuff, and her mom, that she's seeing someone and he's Asian. And, of course they start off with the jokes because Black families always start off with the jokes first. Yeah. And then she was like, you could have totally brought him, And so I think in that moment, she was just like, man, I should have never listened to Issa, blah, blah, blah.
I also would like to call out that they did, of course, add what happened to like all Black families everywhere when Molly went home and her mom was talking about that she had basically gotten thick, and she was like, just say I gained weight.
I know. I
hate that. Like you don't think that we know. You don't think I know. You don't think I'm self-conscious, but you think that calling it out every time you see me is like helpful to my mental health. If y'all don't shit.
And y'all need to stop doing that, especially on holidays when niggas are coming to eat. Let me be fat.
Right. And you already know you probably barely see me. I'm only here for a day or two, and you think the first thing that you got to say about me is that I've gained weight. I know. I have pictures of myself from last year.
I swear our community be the main ones doing that, but be the main ones eating the worst food.
Like,
how?
How you think I got me
out? You tell me that I gained weight as you fried chicken on the stove. What? Leave me alone.
Like you don't care about me anyway.
That was too much. She said, what they feeding you at that firm? She said, what did she say? She said, butts like that don't run in our family.
She said, we're known for our ankles. I was
like, we're known for our ankles? You should be proud. It's a lot. So that was weird. But
accurate.
Something that was very interesting was looking at the dynamics with Issa's family.
Yeah.
First of all, I love her brother because I think he's so funny and he's so crazy.
Adorable.
And them showing up. Shout out to dang it, what is her name?
From the game? Yeah, that played Issa's mom, right?
Yeah, I know her name. It's Raquel something.
But she Tasha Mack?
Tasha Mack.
Tasha Mack.
But before
Tasha Mack?
that, she was boss lady on the Steve Harvey
She
show.
sure was.
Yeah, so shout out to her making her mama there. I love how she just keeps implementing all these, like, you know, really like Black Hollywood greats in her shows. I love that. And so with the whole thing there, you know, they walk up and their stepdad is going out on a stretcher. He got hurt from some freak accident in the house. Their mom decides that she's going to go off into an ambulance with him, and their mom was like, stay at the house and, you know, hang with the family, blah, blah. They were like, okay, got it, mom. And then they left.
They were like, I hate adult twins. I can't do it.
Yeah, they left. I love it. And so then they go and get Chinese food. Was
Mexican
it not Mexican
food?
It was Mexican food. Yeah, definitely Mexican food.
Chinese sounds good.
I got confused. I really thought they went to a Chinese food place. So I was confused when it was
That's
like
what I thought. That
when
it was
like
Mexican
the
mariachi.
Yeah, I was like, is this a mashup? So I thought that was
a
interesting.
fusion?
Yeah, I thought it was a fusion. So
it did look like a Chinese food place.
Yep. That was a fusion. So her and her brother, they're talking about it. And one thing that got me was when she was talking about she was asking her brother about his relationships, and her brother is gay.
Yeah.
But she was talking about he was talking about how that first time him bringing his roommate to Thanksgiving was very awkward, and it's also very interesting because that's a thing that, and I know in my experience, is very unique to the Black experience, where it's like, oh, this is my roommate, this is your uncle such and such, you know, like that the gay folks in our family will be like, oh yeah, this is my friend, you know, whatever,
because they can't openly
can't openly say that. But he said at the same time, though, this is a dynamic that needs to be fixed. He can't bring his boyfriend, but it's okay for his aunt to be there with a married man, but nobody calls that out. But it's a problem that he's gay, and that is a problem in our community. Like, call out the things like
that are wrong.
Right, call the things that are wrong, because
it's not your gay child.
Right, he's here with his boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? This is my boyfriend, one boyfriend. She's coming here with somebody else's husband. But you have
or
something
all
to say
your
about
other
him being
shit,
gay.
and y'all not gonna say nothing. It's just family secrets now. You know,
right? Don't nobody care. Get some macaroni and cheese and sit down and shut up.
Okay.
Like, you know, I don't have time for that. So I thought that was interesting. So then we eventually find out that Issa does not. No, first we need to cut to the Friendsgiving at Condola's house.
Yeah.
I knew when that light-skinned girl, I forget what her name is, I knew when she was getting drunk and she just kept talking.
Like drunk Nikki?
Yeah, I knew that it was going to go down. But can we also shout out the fact that before this Friendsgiving started, that Lawrence, he looked up some ratchet YouTube video about how to fix the sink.
He said how to lay pipe.
Right. Yeah. I was like, that is so, I wish commercials were like that. Like, and even following this missing girl story, I love that she puts a show within a show
every time.
Because she's telling like the real stuff.
And then he was like, it's about locating a car. She said, we're not here about a car. We're talking about this girl. And he was like, no more questions.
No more questions. And then they come and they take the picture
of the car.
But that's literally what happens. Like,
she's like, we have a press conference for this. Like
dramatic effect, but that's legit what be happening.
They don't know because they don't care. If she was blonde and blue-eyed, they would find her.
They don't care. So I love how she does that. And so then what happened? So then from that, then the friends came and they started having discussions. Now, did Lawrence know that she was married before?
We talked about this last night on FaceTime because me, Kia, Dora, and Angelina, shout out to y'all, we were on FaceTime talking about Insecure, and we all were like, I was like, maybe I missed something because his reaction was so casual. I was like, maybe he already knew, because when she said, you know, she had just got divorced or whatever, and it's like, wait a minute, I don't remember hearing that.
I don't remember hearing that
at all. But his response was so cavalier that I was like, clearly he must know, or he's the coolest nigga on the planet to just hear like, oh, I got divorced a couple months ago or last year.
Maybe he was trying to keep his composure.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the friend was like, because he's like, oh, she doesn't want to be married, and so he's learning about that with the friend. She doesn't want to be married again. Or she said, because when she said, I don't want to, well, this is the thing though. When she said it, she said, I don't want to have anything to do with planning another wedding.
Yes, right? That is what she said.
And so I think I got to go back and look at what his facial expression did after that. Well, because
he was looking at her side. He wasn't looking at her sideways, but he was like, like interesting. Like, okay.
Yeah, but
Like,
I also
just,
feel
taking
like,
note of
I
all of
don't
it.
know, maybe he did know, because I feel like if Lawrence didn't know, he would have been like, oh, you were married before?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I feel like Lawrence would say that. So, but her friend being like, her friend pretty much was like, you're just her friends with benefits.
Yeah,
Pretty much. And so then when after this is all said and done, he confronts Condola and she gaslights him.
Yeah, no, she was
garbage.
like,
are you not over your ex? And she's like, if anybody should be, if I should be worried about your ex, it's you.
Mm-hmm. Like, bitch, don't, we're talking about you right now. Why is it all of a sudden about me?
Because she doesn't want to keep it real with him and just tell him that that's what it is. Because honestly, what I do love and what I'm realizing about what Issa Rae is doing, I love that she's switching the roles. Like, there's gender role dynamics in there too.
But I love like a whole ass nigga.
She is a whole nigga.
And
honestly, I didn't like her before, but I like her now.
You do? I don't like it that she's disingenuous. Like,
I would, but this is the thing. That's how niggas are, though. But I do feel like this was payback for how he treated Tasha.
Oh, I forgot about Tasha.
Because we will never forget how he agreed to go. Let's be very clear. It might have been too soon for them to do the family cookout, but he agreed to go to the family cookout, and he left her for hours to go be with his coworkers and be around that annoying coworker that liked him. And he left her. He came back when night fell and left her hanging. So I felt like in this instance,
I forgot all about that.
No, because that's why I went back. That's why I went back, because it was like he really like played Tasha, like whatever, like, and so it was a thing. And then what? Condola said to him, I mean, you know, I didn't really invite you.
Bro, that was so uncalled for.
That was so
even if he invited himself, you guys aligned on it. It was
so
fine.
Mean. You don't ever say that.
He was like, I'm so glad I came, and she was like, well, you kind of invited yourself. Like, bitch, you said we agreed to it. It's done. Why is it?
Like, you know how hurt I would be if you said, like, if I came to a function at your house and you said, well, I didn't really invite you. You kind of invited yourself. I would probably knock over a few things in your house
on my way out.
I'd be like, I've been kicked out of better places than this. But it's a difference. It wasn't a playful. That was just mean.
No, yeah, that was 100%.
It would be different if he was like your friend that's always freeloading. You're like, nigga, I didn't invite you. You invited yourself. Whatever. That's whatever. But this is like the dude that you're talking to. Like, she made him feel so bad.
Garbage.
Like, you know, he felt so stupid when she said, you kind of invited yourself.
That would have been, if that was me personally, that would have been it for me. I'd have been like,
I've been done. No, you're a bitch.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
And then when you call me, I'd have been like, you're not invited.
You kind of invited yourself.
You invited yourself. What are you at my house for? What are you calling my phone for? I didn't invite you over here. For what?
Who let you in? Yeah.
No.
And so she really nigged him. She really treated him like a nigga. Mm. It was like a thing of like, because dudes will really be out here like selling you a dream just to keep you around. Instead of just saying like, oh, like, I'm not really feeling it like that. You were just pretty much, she told Lawrence, you was the itch I needed to scratch.
And if that's what you need, then just be honest and straight up about it. No one cares. Just don't lie about what your intentions are. Don't try to act like you want something more than you don't want. Like, you all in this mix, you give me all this smoke about Issa. You're making it all awkward between Issa. You all this as if you're really with the shits, and you aren't. There's no reason for all that drama.
Well, let me ask you this question, because in my group chat today, we were interpreting the conversation between Condola and Lawrence when they were in the bed differently. So when he says, you make me want to step my game up, and she says, you're perfect. What did you interpret that as?
That she's not invested in you stepping your game up. I heard that as like, he's saying, I feel like this relationship makes me feel like I want to be a better person. And she was like, don't do all that for me, nigga, because I'm not really involved. Like, that's how I heard
Are you serious?
Yeah, because if I say you make me want to be a better person, and you're like, no, you're fine. Like, that's like not the response that you like would anticipate back from that, or just her response. Like, even if like, because that doesn't necessarily require a response of responses, but it does require some kind of like you need to co-sign that like in some way, right? Like, I feel that, like, I'm glad, like, I'm glad that this relationship is making you want to be a better person. Like,
Dang.
like, you got to support that with some kind of, like, verbal investment if you're on the same energy. Like, she basically said, bless your heart.
That's what that means, huh?
Yeah, well,
honestly, I did not interpret it that.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, that bitch don't like you. She do not like you.
Oh, no.
She does not care. And then when she was like, didn't invite him, and then she said at the end, like, you invited yourself, I was like, oh, this bitch does not even care.
I didn't even catch that because I was like, I thought she was just being like, don't change it. You're good. Like,
nigga, you better always be improving. You better get that money. You better get that new job. You better be ambitious. Like, that's where we trying to go. If I'm trying to build something, I'm encouraging my partner to build to be better because that's what I want for us to build together. And vice versa. Like, I should be wanting to step my shit up because I want to be with you, right? Like, and I want us to be all the things. And so like, that's how you should feel. Not like, it's okay, you were a bum last year and you're barely...
was the point of view that I disagreed with.
Oh.
I was like, no, she didn't say that.
That is what she said.
She said he's fine the way he is.
But is he? He barely out of living on the couch. Like, you better keep pushing. You don't got shit. You don't got no reason to coast. You don't got no reason to be comfortable. Like his friend reminded him in the car, bitch, last year... you was nobody, you was nowhere, you didn't have nowhere to go, you didn't have a job. So the concept that like, you're good where you are, don't exist for Lawrence right now.
I feel like I just found out my favorite love song was about a sandwich.
Probably.
Dang,
it probably was.
Wow, okay, well, there's that on that, so I guess it must be a thing. I didn't know that. Because when my friend said it earlier, I was like, you are a liar. Like, this is not.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
You're not telling the truth. Yeah, so essentially, we end the episode with, that was, I respect to Condola, but I really feel like after we end the episode at a very pivotal moment, 2 text messages are sent, or messages.
No, but you forgot how we got there, because the last thing that Condola said to Lawrence was like, if Issa didn't cheat on you, would you still be together? And I feel like he never really thought about it. And we had a lot of conversation about that statement on FaceTime last night.
And somebody said, well, duh, granola.
Right, like for me though, that's how I interpreted it, but Dora had a good perspective, because the way I interpreted that is like, I mean, that feels to me like a stupid question, right? Because that reality doesn't exist, right? There is no reality where Issa didn't cheat. So I don't know. We could break up over something completely frivolous and different, but we will never know because she cheated, right? Like, so asking me if we would be together is like how would I know? Because that is at the window. But basically Dora's argument was like, no, she's saying like, if like the question, we agreed that this is probably not what Condola was saying, but Dora had a good perspective on the question in general. Like, if the only thing
hadn't did that,
yeah, like if the
be with her.
Right, like if the only thing that is stopping you from being with this person right now is a matter of forgiveness, not feelings, not like, oh, we fell out of love, right? Nothing. All it is that if I forgive you, we would be together. Like, that's a very dangerous ground to be on, which is a fair argument.
Yeah, because she was like, oh, you guys have all these inside jokes and stuff like that. Of course they do.
Because they got friends, they love each other.
But it's just like, for me, I was like, is this a high question or something? Because, nigga, nobody would be together with anybody if somebody hadn't broken up with somebody. If something didn't happen, and how I look at it is, yeah, I wouldn't, if Issa hadn't cheated, I wouldn't be with you. But the thing about it is, her and Lawrence were going to break up over something else anyway if they didn't break over that. Right. So it's just a matter of like,
it could be anything, right?
It could be anything. So that was kind of a stupid question.
But back to how the episode ends. I just wanted to say how we got to those text messages, because that's what made Lawrence think about Issa. Like, she might be right? Like, we probably would be together, right?
Yeah,
I think it sent him down.
But Issa did say her true feelings, like the idea of like you building somebody up. So this is an argument that the friends and I had gotten to, and we're gonna close out soon. The friends that I had gotten into was like, the idea that people are not projects. But it's not necessarily about so much about the people are not projects. She did what all the men say that y'all want. She held him down for hella long. He forgot her birthday. Then
didn't have a job. I'm paying for everything.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, he took Condola out to lunch and he probably paid for it. And this is the man that I have been, help to build, because when you're with somebody, you want them to build you up, and you want to invest something in somebody and teach them something. So essentially, Yeah, like
she built him up. He was working on his app and doing all of that, and she was supportive of him.
She had a job and he didn't have one.
Exactly.
But y'all don't want to talk about how she cheated.
Which is crazy because it blows my mind that y'all niggas have all of that to say. Men hate Issa for cheating, but what is crazy is that she did exactly what y'all want us to do, but then y'all do that. Y'all be the same niggas that don't have none of your shit together, but then get a whole different bitch pregnant on your girlfriend, and then you be mad at the girlfriend for not staying or saying that she's not real for not staying.
Right, but not going through the struggle of.
Right, but Issa did everything, all the things she's supposed to do. You don't got a job, that's cool. I work, I'll take care of it. I'll pay for the stuff. You want to chase your dream, you want to work for yourself, I got you, I support you. She was encouraging him to write his things, honey. Doing all of the stuff, and
I'll be your lawyer, lover, secretary. Every single day of the week.
And then when it gets to be too much, like I'm giving you everything I have and you can't even like clean the house up. You sit here in your boxers all day in the dark and I'm supposed to put up with it. And that concept, like cheating doesn't happen in a vacuum, which we know. So like Lawrence created the environment for Issa to need something from someone else because he was giving her nothing and taking everything.
Right.
And niggas think that she's the worst person.
For her cheating, because men always think that when we understand the side of Issa that we are
condoning cheating.
We're not condoning her cheating at all.
But it didn't happen by her. It didn't happen on its own.
But my problem is with the men, and specifically the men of Twitter, is that you guys go so ham on Issa, but would not be going this ham and talking about her and calling her like all sort of dirty whores if it was Lawrence that cheated on her.
Of course
like,
not. That's the regular.
But that's the regular narrative. Y'all wouldn't have been going ham, but because she cheated on him, now she's just the scum of the earth. And men will not let it go. So they're like, finally, a man gets done wrong, so we're gonna be on his side, whatever. So anyway, so pretty much what happens is we close out the episode with Issa saying to Molly, "Can we talk about this another time?"
I would have done that too. It's Thanksgiving. You had a great
and honestly, that doesn't. And then I had another discussion with another friend that was like indicative of how much she cared. But I don't think it was indicative of that. I think she maybe should have added a little bit more onto it. She should have said, you know what? I think today is just too much. And I feel like we should just enjoy our family today. Let's talk about it like tomorrow. Let's set a definite time. Because then that would have been a thing. But them planning to talk about it on Thanksgiving was dumb in the first place.
Right? What are you
doing?
So
I don't think that means that she doesn't care. I do think that it's a start to it's the beginning to an end of their relationship.
Probably because they're gonna keep putting it off and they're not gonna talk.
Yeah, and so I do think that. And so Lawrence, he sees Issa's story and that she's out with her brother having a good time. He responds to her story with the laughing emojis, and that's what gets most of y'all messed up. Responds to the story with the laughing emojis, and then Issa starts responding. Now, Issa, this is where I'm not happy with her. Why immediately did you start responding?
She was probably sitting in her car on her phone still.
Just thinking about him. And
no, but I'm saying she was texting Molly, so she probably was still in the car.
Yeah, but I wouldn't respond that fast.
I mean, not everybody can be as, swaggy as,
Just saying. So. You gotta make him wait for a little bit. Because you can't be like, because then he's gonna be like, oh, she wants me back. Like, play hard to get a little bit. But yeah, they're definitely gonna have sex again. What I predict is that this is gonna go very messy. Her and Lawrence are gonna have sex again because Lawrence is hurt because Condola pretty much hoed him out, and her and Molly, bless you. Her and Molly are going to fall apart because Molly is going to say something and take something way too far. She's either going to say it to Issa or in front of the wrong people, and she's going to say something very disparaging about Issa.
Interesting.
She's going to say how she really feels about Issa. Like it's either going to be a blowout, but it's not going to be like, oh, Molly's going to be having sex with Lawrence or something. It's not going to be nothing like that. It's going to be Molly is going to take something way too far. Like both of them are going to say something that they can't take back.
I would agree with that. My prediction about Lawrence and Issa is that obviously they're going to sleep together again. And I love that they played Case of the Ex at the end of the episode.
Oh, that was the best.
I was jigging.
That was the best part. When I saw that, when the Case of the Ex started playing, I was just like, you Issa Rae is
they are too
crazy.
It's because Raphael Sadiq do the music for the episode, so obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that what's gonna happen is that Issa and Lawrence are gonna, fall into the
I don't want them to get back together though.
I don't know. I'd be fine with it if they like get these shit together. So I'm either way. I knew that they know they're gonna sleep together though. But what I think is gonna happen is that Condola is somehow condolences
Granola.
her name, right? They are going to sleep together, and I think that it's gonna mess up. It's going to cause drama for Condola and Issa, and it's going to mess up.
Issa are going to fight,
but it's going to mess up the block party. I think it's going to happen like before the block party, and then somehow Condola's going to like find out, and then it's going to, the vendors, like, she's depending on Condola to help secure the bag, and I feel like it's just going to be messy in the sense that Condola's going to find out too soon, and then she's going to be like, fuck Issa, fuck this block party.
Or maybe Issa will come out on top with the block party.
Maybe,
because technically, if we're talking in terms of what other rules are, Issa is free to dip back in the pond whenever
it's mine. Condola need to mind her business.
Yeah.
Y'all heard us. We
rinse, reuse,
recycle. If I want to go back to it, I'm entitled to go back at any time I choose. And if you are in the way, that is not my problem.
And now this wouldn't be because if I was Issa, I wouldn't sleep with Lawrence because now it's too messy. But in a technical world, if she wasn't trying to be all buddy with Condola, she could still fool with Lawrence because they would both be using him for the same things. The only difference is that there's feelings attached.
Oh, you can't share it while you can't share it while it's happening. Like you can't both be fucking this man at the same time. Like you can't do that.
How do you know that doesn't happen?
I didn't say no. I didn't say it can't.
Recycle.
I didn't say I don't know. Like she wouldn't know. But what I'm saying is like that's like not the good version of rinse, reuse, recycle. It's if you see me dip my toe back into the pond that belongs to me, you exit the pool expeditiously. Like bitch, you tried it.
So how would Issa do that? No,
this my man. She got a finesse.
He's not your man.
No, I know he's not her man, but. Bitch, he mine.
So she's just supposed to sleep with Lawrence, and then she's supposed to stop messing with Condola because
Issa needs to be a better finesser, and I can't give y'all free game. But if she was a finesser, it wouldn't be that difficult to take care of. But I digress. She has to mind her business literally because she needs to secure the bag. But there are ways to do what it is that you need to do. Make sure you secure the bag, and then make sure that girl see her way right on out the equation. But digress.
She needs her.
That's why I said make sure you secure the bag. I was talking about the block party.
Oh, then so she should mess with him after the block party.
Right, or make sure that nobody knows. Don't tell nobody so that nobody can snitch on you or Lawrence or have anything to say.
Though, but now it's getting complicated and my head is spinning.
Because Issa's not a finesser though, so we all know what's gonna happen. Because Issa
somebody gonna be dipping in the same twat twice.
Oof, yikes almighty. Okay, we have to get up out of here because we've been talking y'all's ear off. But we picking quarantine houses. Mm-hmm. Did we do this? I don't think so. Right?
We didn't.
Okay. So I couldn't remember. All these things, all these days are running together. So we are choosing the girls of your dreams. Okay. So choose your house. So inside the house, Beyonce. We got Beyonce, Tori Hughes. I don't know who that is. Dream Doll. I kind of know who that is.
She would not be in the same house. Beyonce, go ahead.
Jordan Woods and Cash Doll. I do love Cash.
I love Cash.
We got House Rihanna. Okay. In House Rihanna, we've got Rihanna, obviously. Black China, pass. Light Skin Keisha, who not actually light skin. Saweetie and Janae Aiko. We've got House Megan, which would be Megan Thee Stallion, Alexis Sky, Lori Harvey, Danny Lay, and India Love. And then House Alicia, whack as fuck. Alicia Keys, because she's trash. Corinne Jinsul, I don't know who that is. Doja Cat, Normani, and Karrueche.
This is not fair.
I'm picking House Rihanna because I would rather hang with 3 or 4 of the 5 people. Like I want to hang with Megan Thee Stallion, but like I don't care about Alexis Sky. I don't care about Danny Lay. Right? Like I don't care about India. I don't even know who that is.
So boring.
Lori Harvey,
this would be like super like no offense. Like this would be super like light skin central and
hella boring.
Megan would be the only fun spot in that house.
They've got the wrong people. Alicia Keys, she's whack, but like I love Doja Cat, but like Normani I fuck with, but I don't need to talk to Karrueche. Nothing.
I would probably go to go to House Rihanna. Sorry, Beyonce, because
I
I would
know.
definitely go to Beyonce, but the
Who
only
is
people that I
Tori
really
Hughes?
fool, I don't know. The only people that I would really fool is when I talk to is Cash Doll and Beyonce. And
Right.
that I would only be in the house if me and Cash Doll and Beyonce had our own private suite. Like we had our own suites, not privates. I don't want to be in the same ones, but
like
had our own floor,
situations.
our own floor, just the three of us, and then Jordan can come up and visit.
If you had to pick the people on here and who would be in your house, I would pick Rihanna, Beyonce, Cash, Megan, and Doja. I'm trying to pick 5, right? Beyonce, Rihanna, Cash, Megan. I just need it to be the whole fun house. So I would, Doja Cat. I would take Doja. Honorable mention would be Janae Aiko.
Yeah, I would do Rihanna, Meg, definitely Janae. She would be fun. You know, she'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, she'd be nice too. Blowing it up. You said Beyonce, Megan, Janae.
Okay. Beyonce, no, I said Rihanna. Did I say Rihanna?
Not
Beyonce?
yet. You said Beyonce.
Oh, Rihanna has to be in there. And
I was
then
like, really, bitch.
my last person would have to be, it's between Doja Cat and Cash Doll. I'd probably pick Cash Doll.
You would pick Cash.
I'd pick Cash Doll. I gotta have a little chocolate in my cream.
I can't. Okay, so next house we're picking.
Now this is really important. This is
honestly, I saw this one. This why this feels familiar because they were on the shade room. I was like, I've seen these. Okay, choose your quarantine house. House 1, a hairstylist, a colorist, and a blowout specialist. House 2, a manicurist, a spray tanner, and a waxer. House 3, laser hair. Shut up. Laser hair technician, threading expert, eyelash specialist. Or house 4, massage therapist. Okay, so we're picking one last house. So we're choosing another quarantine house.
Let's try this again.
Okay. House number 1 is a hairstylist, a colorist, and a blowout specialist. House 2 is a manicurist, spray tanner, and a waxer. House 3 is a laser hair technician. That feels aggressive. A threading expert or an eyelash specialist. House 4 is a massage therapist. Dang, you open your mouth as wide as you got. You better close it for somebody to slip a dick on the yard. Huh? House 4 has a massage therapist, a personal trainer, or a barista. But I feel like I don't want any of just, like, these houses are not what I need. Like, I don't.
Oh, I want house 2. I'm just going to make an amendment. I'm getting rid of the spray tanner and putting a hairstylist. A manicurist and a waxer, that's all I need in my braids.
I want a manicurist, a waxer, and I will take the threading expert.
I don't need no threading expert.
To keep my eyes together. But it would either be threading or the personal trainer, and I'd be more likely to put the personal trainer because I'm not going nowhere. My eyebrows, I'll be fine. So I would probably say house 2, but instead of spray tanner, give me the personal trainer. So I could be a snack after quarantine. That's all. I'm trying to be a quarantine, you know?
Quarantine. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to be.
I'm just trying to have a quarantini. That's it.
Oh, well, we have those. We have happy hour. Okay, so we are
Drink. That was
gross.
a nice cup of milk.
Okay.
I can't finish that in a minute.
No, we're going to have to throw that out. Yeah,
it's
not
done.
But we are going to get up out of here, okay? We have chatted all up and down about Insecure. We can't wait to hear what y'all think, what your, what do you call them?
Mm-hmm.
Your predictions are. Could not think what that word was. You know, tell us if you disagree with us or if you agree, you know, let us know. But otherwise, I feel like we don't got nothing to shout out. We just here to remind y'all stop it. We're here to remind y'all to, 1, stay black if that's who you are, okay? Make sure you are taking care of your mental health. 3, don't let your frosty melt, otherwise you'll be weird like Sierra is. But as per usual, we just hope that all the tummies out there get flatter and all the booties get fatter, okay?
Quit eating Frosties. And your pockets get fatter too, because y'all shouldn't be spending no money.
Unless you're like me and you spend all your money on Uber Eats.
And Amazon.
Yeah, oof. Yeah.
So,
but that's it. We got nothing. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.